This is Badass Billy Gunn, 11-time WWE Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Hardcore Champion, and you're listening to ICOPOD. You gotta hear this. And if you're not listening to this, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
And we're back with episode 115 of ICOPOD. I'm Bob Conley Jr. With me, as always, is Austin Skinner and Dallas Gridley. Last week, I was unable to attend because I might have died from coronavirus, but luckily it was just pneumonia. So the 3-man booth is back. Guys, how did last week go? I listened to it. It sounded pretty good. And I actually agreed with most of what you guys had to say. But how do you guys think it went?
I mean, I thought it went over pretty good. I'm glad you're back, Bob, though. So welcome back. You have your voice back, so that's great. But yeah, I thought me and Austin held it down pretty good.
I thought it fucking sucked. No, we definitely did miss you, Bob. It didn't feel right. First time ever ICOPOD airs without Bob Colling Jr. in it. So that was pretty weird, but I think me and Dallas kept it together pretty well. Actually, much better than I thought we were going to.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Bob, you really didn't miss much, as I'm sure you heard.
Well, so myself and Sarah, we actually both listened to the podcast and watched along. And she thought you guys
how did that go?
She thought you guys did really well too.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good.
And I was actually able. Yeah, I was actually able to keep the timing like very accurate. So.
Good.
Oh,
that was a lot of fun.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So I thought you guys did a really good job with it. I'm not gonna be heartbroken that I wasn't part of it because obviously health, comes before anything else. But
completely.
My main issue was just with coughing, and I had no voice. And if anybody's listened to Slamboree 94, our bonus episode, there might have been a couple of times where I coughed. I tried to mute my microphone as best I could, but I'm definitely on the back end of it. Dealing with pneumonia, you go to the doctor and you're thinking it's just going to be a little, no big deal. Here's whatever. And they're like, oh, by the way, you have pneumonia. A little bit of a shocker.
It's a little sobering. Yeah.
Yeah. But, luckily my work has been, pretty good about it. They took care of me financially throughout the whole thing. So I don't have to worry about that type of stuff. So, but no, it's good to be back. And I didn't want to miss too much of it. But luckily, it looks like this edition of Raw is kind of similar to last week's in terms of the featured match. It might actually be a rematch between the Guns and Holly and Kid, if I read it correctly. So.
Oh yeah, I think that might be right. I was trying to think about it when you were just saying that, but I think that is what the match is.
Yeah,
because they begged and pleaded for a rematch with Vince.
Yeah, and Vince, because at the end, Vince is like, "Well, you gotta wait 6 days or 7 days or whatever." So
right.
Yeah.
That seems to be the direction they're going with. But I'm glad to be back on the show. I'm glad to continue this journey with my 2 good friends, and hopefully we don't trash it too much moving forward.
Yeah, no promises.
It shows you that pneumonia beats me, but not WWF 95. So WWF 95 is not worse than pneumonia.
There you go.
That's good to know.
So when you hear somebody trash, dude, WWF 95 sucks, you'd be like, well, you don't want pneumonia, do you? And they're probably like, no, exactly. So.
Oh, you know what sucks more? Pneumonia.
Exactly.
It's like, okay.
Right. Yeah. So it looks like for our continued listeners, our kind of schedule of viewing here, we're gonna really try to burst into WCW. Like I said, we did Slamboree 94 recently. That's been published at this point. And then the next show for WCW is Bash at the Beach 94, which is the ever popular Hogan era. That's when that stuff begins. We were just talking off the air about levels of excitement. Austin's really not looking forward to it to some extent, but Dallas is. So Dallas and I will probably be enjoying that far more than Austin does. The presentation of WCW, really starting in June when Hogan technically arrives, is substantially different than it was prior to his arrival. So It should be really interesting to see just how they transform into really being a more WWF light than it is NWA wrestling type of things. It should be interesting. Do you guys have any other comments regarding last week's episode, or really anything else before we jump into observer notes and the usual stuff here?
Really quick, just to kind of shout out Hogan 98 Money here for stepping up the graphics and stuff a little bit on the Facebook page, which he has been doing, and we super appreciate that. Definitely share us around, spread the word around. If you got wrestling friends, this is a wrestling podcast. I know there's a million of them out there, but how many of them are talking about Raw from January 30th, 1995? Fucking none of them. So do us a favor, do yourself the favor, get yourself over, tell your friends about the podcast, share us around, and definitely make sure to download each and every week as we are here, pneumonia or not, delivering the goods. So I just wanted to, again, give Dallas the rub here because he's put up some cool shit on our stories and on our Facebook page, and make sure you guys are keeping an eye out for that stuff.
Yeah, it sure does help that he went to school for it. So.
Yeah, it helps a little bit, but thanks for putting me over. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
After Bob trashed me for the past 2 years.
Well, we got to do a little recuperation on your image because it's not super good.
Oh, I know. I'm like the biggest heel.
Well, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Sweet's pretty good heel on this show, though.
No, he's. See, here's the thing. Okay, I know Joe doesn't listen to this, and really, nor should he. But the thing is like, in his brain, I don't like him. When that's not the case at all. So
well,
it's like
I'm referring more to some of the comments and things that I've shared about Joe Sweet that kind of make him seem like a heel.
Well, yeah.
So I guess in that sense, maybe he still is, but yes, in real life, Joe sees himself as the heel a lot of the time when maybe he isn't.
Yeah.
But we like to poke fun at
he
everybody.
He convinced himself that I unfriended him on Facebook. When I don't know how that could have happened. When I think I went to his page to like share a link about something with DDP, and then I saw add friend, and I was like, oh, all right. Well, there goes that.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, well, fuck DDP.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I actually like DDP, but
You're the only one that likes DDP. Aside from Jason.
Oh, come on. Well, we share a name. How can I not like him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's true.
So, yes, I just want to do a quick shout out and tell these motherfuckers who are listening to keep downloading, keep liking, and keep sharing. That's it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Spread the word for the good old ICOPOD. We certainly would appreciate. We appreciate our loyal listeners
for sure.
Ian Matthews, Michael Vincent, Johnny B. Smith, all those guys. Mike Campbell, can go on and on and on. Mick Price is another one. There's several of you guys. So obviously, there's more than 5 people that listen to this. So don't think that we're only doing this for 5 people. We're doing it for 3 times that amount. All right, so let's go into observer notes. Last week's Raw on January 23rd got a 2.7 rating. That, of course, featured the tag team title match where the Smoking Guns defeated Bob Holly, 1, 2, 3 Kid to win the titles.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other real piece of news out of this is that Dave Meltzer believes that Bam Bam Bigelow will come out of his current situation with Lawrence Taylor as a babyface. And he's saying that because Bigelow is in the new Slim Jim commercials and because of some recent interviews that he has done. Now, I don't think we've seen any interviews. Now, last week's interview was more of like, can he hear us or whatever? Like, they didn't really pan out. So I don't know what he's referencing to that. So maybe we haven't seen that yet. But Raw gets a 2.7, still pretty low.
Right.
All things considered, there's no football competition or anything like that. And then I don't know really how Bam Bam as the babyface would translate.
Well, I wouldn't like him if he's a heel or a babyface, so it don't matter to me.
He's been horribly used since probably the summer of '93.
Well, and I was just going to bring that up. Even if they do end up switching him, what makes you want to cheer for a guy like Bam Bam when he's basically lost feuds to a clown? He's been kind of fucked around since he came in. He's like a lackey in the $1 Million Corporation, not even like a featured spot. There's really not a lot of redeeming qualities other than maybe in-ring stuff when he's feeling motivated, but that's few and far between at this point. So I think that's going to be a very hard transition to make, much like I would compare it to Lex Luger being transformed into, Mr. USA from the Narcissist. I think it's going to be very similar to pretty much falling completely flat.
I just think it's interesting that of all the people to pair up with Lawrence Taylor, you're picking Bam Bam Bigelow.
Right.
A guy that has no steam.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't imagine on ESPN people are going to be like, Lawrence Taylor is in action against Bam Bam Bigelow. Like, that doesn't scream marquee to me.
No.
Well, and a non-wrestling fan wouldn't even know who that is.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
he has no mainstream reach at all.
Yeah. And obviously wrestling at this point is at a severe decline in terms of popularity and money making, stuff like that. But
right.
So yeah, that whole thing is a little weird to me, but we'll see how Bigelow can do over the next few weeks here as we head into the biggest show of the year. Now, speaking of big shows, let's go to some house show notes. There's 2 WWF ones, and then of course the USWA. The first one is for the WWF at Hershey, Pennsylvania, at Hershey Park Arena on January 27th, 1995, and it featured the following matches: the WWF Tag Team Champion Smoking Guns defending against Well Done, Aldo Montoya in singles action against Quang, Mabel squaring off against IRS, King Kong Bundy in singles action against Davey Boy Smith, WWF Intercontinental Champion Jeff Jarrett defending against Razor Ramon. In your main event, saw Bret Hart squaring off against Owen Hart.
Huh. Well, we're definitely in January of 1995.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But since it's been a hot minute since we last saw a Bret and Owen match, I think I'm going to not be a stick in the mud. I know really the rest of the card rather, is not super strong, but I think I'm going to go for the hell of it. It's been a while since I've said yes to a WWF show, and to be kind of goaded in here with Hart versus Hart on top, I'll fork out the $15 and I'll go.
What about you, Dallas?
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before, I'm not hard to please when it comes to going to live wrestling shows, so I think it sounds pretty good.
I'm actually going to pass on this one.
Mm-hmm.
The undercard is atrocious.
It is. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but like Austin said, I mean, if I in person have not seen like Bret versus Owen or something, then like I don't know. I'm not picky. I like seeing names.
That is very true. No, but for me, the undercard's really bad, and then Ramon Jarrett doesn't really have an angle behind it to even justify it.
Right.
And then, I mean, Bret Owen, number one, I'm sure we would have seen it on the house show circuit, even here in Syracuse, because it's been going on since last March.
Yeah.
Actually, since November of '93. So that's kind of a played out one, too. So I think I'm probably skipping that one. The second show is for also the WWF at Niagara Falls, New York, and it took place on January 29th, 1995, and it featured the following matches: Henry Godwin taking on Bob Holly, Quang taking on Barry Hardy, WWF Tag Team Champion Smoking Guns defending once again against Well Done, Shawn Michaels in action against Aldo Montoya, King Kong Bundy in singles action against Davey Boy Smith, Mabel, who is a substitute for an injured Undertaker, squaring off against IRS, Bret Hart taking on Owen Hart in a no holds barred match, and the main event this time around is the WWF Intercontinental Champion Jeff Jarrett defending against Razor Ramon.
Huh. So realistically, I mean, it's very similar to the other card. You get a couple extra names in a switched up main event. For me, I don't think I'd be invested or super invested in a Razor Ramon Jeff Jarrett main event. And odds are the no holds barred semi-main with Owen and Bret probably won't be as good as the night that I said yes to. So I'm gonna pass on this one.
What about you, Dallas?
I agree with like the Razor and Jarrett in the main event. Like that is, I don't know why they would have done that necessarily, to be honest. I mean, I think the stipulation being added to Owen and Bret at least makes it seem a little bit more intriguing. It's like, okay, they added something to it. But like Undertaker being replaced and stuff is kind of lame. Which, like I said, that depends on advertisements. It depends if, how that went. But, so, I don't know.
Well, and it hurts especially because, in my opinion, they're kind of strapped for real star power right now.
Yeah.
So to have, Mabel swapped in for Undertaker, it's pretty deflating, especially seeing that, it's IRS that he's fighting. So now it's like a double-edged sword. You're getting fucked on both ends with that. So, yeah, I don't know. This is such a weird time in wrestling. It really is.
So I'm going to actually go to this one.
Oh.
Largely because, kind of like what Dales was mentioning, I think Brett Owen and No Holds Barred match is going to be better than the other one, just because that means that there's no restrictions. It's probably going to be more of a brawl. And that's always been kind of more my thing.
Yeah, but something tells me, though, that since they're not going on main, they're getting time cut way short.
That could be true, yeah.
So, that's the only thing that's kind of keeping me away is like, yeah, sure, No Holds Barred, but you might be getting a 6-minute match over a 13-minute match or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, Owen and Brett, you kind of want them to flesh it out a little bit. That's what they thrive in when they're technical and they're getting a match, not,
Yeah.
No Holds Barred is a gimmick for sure. But with these guys, for me anyway, in my opinion, I'd rather see them in a straight up wrestling match.
Well, and I also do like that Shawn Michaels is actually on the show too.
That's a huge draw for sure.
They probably could have put him with someone a little bit better, but you gotta take what you can get.
Yeah. And also, this is gonna sound probably a little weird, but the idea of a Bob Holly against Henry Godwin match on a house show, that kind of has me intrigued.
I'm not gonna lie, that under match was one where I was like, that might be a sleeper. I'm not even gonna front. You're exactly right. I think I'm on the same page with you. Really conspicuous by his absence, I'd say, is Diesel.
Yeah.
Again, you're hurting for star power and you don't have Diesel on the shows.
Yeah, there was no report about any kind of injury or something. He might have just had the weekend off or something.
Yeah, it could have just been his one.
Yeah.
The last hour show was, of course, the USWA, and it took place on January 30th, 1995, which would be, of course, the same day as Monday Night Raw that we're talking about in just a few seconds here. It had 6 matches, and it featured Moondog Spot taking on Jim Harris, King Cobra squaring off against Spellbinder, Miss Texas and Moondog Rex in tag team action against Sweet Georgia Brown and Reggie P. Fine, Gorgeous George III taking on Scott Studd, PG-13 squaring off against Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert in a street fight. In your main event, Jerry Lawler squaring off against Brian Christopher and Bill Dundee in a triangle marathon match. Now, if you're wondering what a triangle marathon match is, it's basically a 3-way Ironman match for 60 minutes.
Holy shit.
Oh, man.
So I'm not going to go to this show.
Yeah,
largely because I don't want to see Lawler and Dundee wrestle for an hour.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to either, and I hate to say this because it's going to sound ridiculous, but really Sid a lot of the times is the one getting my ticket in the door.
Yeah.
And Sid's nowhere to be found here, so neither will I.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but it drew 1,100 fans.
No, that's pretty good for them though.
Yeah. That's pretty much on par of what they were doing with Sid on the show.
Right.
Makes you think how many of those 1,100 stayed until the end of the main event.
Honestly, for an hour.
Hour.
There's no way.
Right.
I mean, sometimes we'll go to a show and it's like, do we want to go? And it's like, well, we paid our money, so we should probably stay. But shit, it's like getting tough.
What show was it when what was the local 2CW here? I think it was 2CW Comes Home. It was going to be Johnny Gargano against Jason X for an hour.
Oh, I don't know if I remember that or not.
And Jason X ended up like hitting Gargano with a cinder block and a chair, and they scrapped it after like 18 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I do remember that.
Not because I wouldn't want to see Johnny Gargano for an hour. I wouldn't want to see Jason X for an hour.
Right.
So
yeah, that was a rough time. Yeah, I don't know. An hour's long for unless they really got your attention, and even sometimes that's tough, especially when it's at the end of the show.
off the top of my head, and I know there's been a whole bunch of like Iron Man matches, but off the top of my head, there's only been 2 that I can for sure say I was interested in. Excuse me. The first one being The Rock and Triple H at Judgment Day 2000.
I knew you were gonna say that one.
The second one being Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar on SmackDown.
Oh, I do remember that.
I do know that there's a Benoit against Triple H one that was on Raw, but I don't think I've ever seen that one, at least not in its entirety. But those are two matches. I hate Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, so when we get there at WrestleMania 12, I'm probably going to be miserable for an hour because that match is so boring to me.
I feel like that one does drag. I feel like that's like it's a classic, like, good match. So, but it definitely drags.
See, I don't know. I'm one of those, I guess, one of those suckers who falls for that match every time. It's like peak Bret Hart. You're getting the emergence of Shawn Michaels. There's a story attached to it. Right. It's a passing of the torch. It's the Stone Cold Shawn Michaels before the Stone Cold Shawn Michaels. It's the same setup.
It's like the Hogan to Warrior.
Sure.
You know, Bret being a Hogan. Obviously, they're not drawing nearly as much money, but
right.
Same idea.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, that holds I'm kind of biased to that. And again, that's because I'm a Bret Hart guy too. So for me, I do thoroughly enjoy that. But I would say overall, as a whole, I do think an Iron Man match is alienating your live audience as well as your audience at home. You know, why should I sit here and watch this when I can get up and go eat or get up and go to the merch stand and not miss anything, you know? So I don't know. I don't think it's the best booking move, but I could see why story-wise it could help. So.
And you know what, though? In this case, too, I don't know if I've heard of a 3-way Iron Man match. Like that is interesting. And I think that, we're going to ignore the people in it right now, but the idea of, okay, there's at least someone else in the mix here. So it's, I feel like it can be played with a little bit more, where it's like when it's one-on-one, it's like, how much can these guys do?
Yeah.
And how long are they going to be on the mat?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's a good point. I think it helps speed up the action a lot, which Iron Man matches suffer from, you know? So yeah, I think that's a very good point, and maybe something that should be explored more, which I'm not sure why it's not, but I think Iron Man matches just have a bad rap overall.
Well, I think there's a limit. I think the limit for me is a half hour.
Yeah. You know I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was, when we were just talking, I was like, I swear there's another Iron Man match that I remember hearing that was really good. Whether or not I saw it or not, I don't know. So I was looking, and they were all 30-minute ones. And I was like, okay, well, never mind. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the really good ones have been 30 minutes.
Well, because you know what? Usually with the 60 minutes, the first 20, 25 minutes is pretty slow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like stalling or whatever, and then they actually get into it. But the ones that I mentioned, like they go right into it. Like Rock and like with an Iron Man match, you can't have just one fall.
No.
So like with Triple H and Rock, they had like 9 or something crazy. Like they had a lot of shit going on. With Bret and Shawn, when you have it dragged out, it doesn't even end. They had to go into sudden death, and it's just one. You know,
which
like,
is then
like,
even crazy.
Yeah, it's just like, come on.
So for me, like I hate to say it, that's one of the things that I like, that there's such a huge buildup of story. This fall is so important that you don't even get it until sudden death. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it will change now that, we're doing this chronologically and we're doing this every week instead of like maybe I'd watch so much in 3 weeks and then not watch it again for 7 months or something.
Or watch that whole show at its own thing, and yeah, no, that's true, and I agree.
So the context could be different. But
I mean, I feel like, I don't know, me and Austin might watch that match together, to be honest. And
we probably have. Yeah.
And if that's the case, it's probably been 10 years.
10 years.
Least. Like I haven't watched that match because it's an hour.
Yeah, I haven't watched that show, I think, in a long, long time. So
right.
That'll be interesting when we finally get there. But we gotta get through WrestleMania 11 first, and we have to get through the build first.
Absolutely.
For that show. So here we are, January 30th, 1995. The runtime for this one is about 46 minutes and 48 seconds, which seems to be a couple of minutes longer than some of the more recent Raws.
Yeah.
So I will count. Are you guys all set? Are you guys on your black screen ready to go?
Yeah.
Ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, I will
Cool,
count down from 3, and then I will say play, and then that's when you hit your button, and then you watch with us, or you can just listen. 3, 2, 1, play.
So we're opening right up here. We're getting black and white still photos of Bam Bam right at WrestleMania, yelling at LT, who's
Royal
sitting
Rumble.
Ringside. Oh, okay. Yeah, Royal Rumble.
Not Russell.
Sorry, I had pneumonia last week. So Bam Bam pushes LT. Pretty much exactly a rundown screen for screen here. What happened? Oh, are we gonna get the apology, boys?
Well, so Vince was just saying how last week we had technical difficulties and could not get it. He also called Bam Bam by his shoot name, Scott Bam Bam Bigelow, which I thought was very interesting.
That is very interesting that he would break kayfabe like that.
He had the serious tone like someone died again.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really pushing this shit.
But it's so forced because it's
Oh
not
yeah,
really a big deal.
right. We're opening up to the arena here. Shawn Michaels and Vince
Holy
McMahon
crap.
definitely green screened in for sure.
Yeah.
How do we feel, boys? Do we think we're gonna get an apology here, or do you think they're gonna milk it again another week?
Oh, yeah. I think they're going to keep milking this for a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that he doesn't apologize. Like, there's no issues, but he doesn't apologize.
Or just refuses, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
God, I forgot
no.
about that.
Oh, God. Almighty.
Over the top rope match. Mabel and King Kong Bundy should be a barn burner.
I don't know about you guys, but huge wrestlers like that just don't do it for me.
Bob has a thing for him.
I like Mabel.
No.
Bob likes the big guys.
I'm a sucker for Mabel.
Yeah.
And I want to point out that his music has been playing this entire time. So it looks like that's what we're starting off with. Is,
Oh,
the over-the-top rope.
Can we not start off with that?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we are. Because here he comes in this shiny-ass jacket.
Is
Look
that
at
a
him.
Klan hood?
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
is really bad.
Pretty pointy. Something even tells me that the production has been stepped up even more. Do you feel that way? I feel like the
Well-
quality in camera is much better. Oh boy, we're getting the
That
fast
is a
forward effect
seizure
here.
waiting to happen when every
I
time
hate that they do that. I don't know. Well, because this has got to be a taped Raw. I don't know that they would have stepped up to
It is
production
taped.
2 hours later. Oh, I just hit a button and I just skipped way far ahead, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely do not like the obvious green screening in of
No.
No.
the commentary team. Not a big fan of that.
Yeah, Alice, did you get it situated or no?
Can one of you guys give me a time check? Sorry.
We are at 2 minutes, 56, 57, 58, 59, 3 minutes.
Excuse me.
Getting the emergence here of his adversary, Mr. fucking King Kong Bundy, straight from 1986.
This is the new generation, my friends.
Yeah, there he comes. Ted follows him out here, again, part of the $1 Million Corporation. Money poorly spent, in my opinion.
Yeah, really.
All right, so who would you, if you guys are booking it, who's going over? I would say Mabel because he's
Mabel.
clearly the bigger guy.
Well, he's bigger and he's like a newer superstar.
Right.
So here's the thing. Something tells me Mabel will not win this match. Because isn't King Kong probably going to get a featured match at WrestleMania?
Well, yeah,
That's a
but
good point.
we can just ignore that.
Yeah, we are only in January still. We got time.
Yeah, we can just change the booking.
Well, it is WWF. They tend to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't expect this to last very long, or at least I'm hoping it doesn't.
I really hope it doesn't.
I feel like the whole match is just going to be them like backed up against the ropes.
Yeah, which I'm not excited for.
Yeah.
Because like a regular match would be worse enough. You know, now you're talking about, oh, well, there's a fucking stipulation to it where somebody's got to fall outside the ring. Like, oh, great.
DiBiase's being kind and reminding us of the rules. That both
Oh,
feet have
good.
to touch the floor.
Oh,
I feel like
good.
the commentators are talking over him, telling him about the rules. Not that that's super important, but like I just think that's really interesting.
Yeah, they don't care.
Well, they're making it obvious that they don't care.
Yeah, they were just plugging the Royal Rumble Encore.
Yeah, with Piper hosting it.
Yeah.
They said.
Oh yeah, see that already backed up against the ropes.
Fucking, we just started. They even ring the bell yet, and Mabel's like, "Yep, you're going out.
You're gonna get thrown out of here.
See ya. See you later."
I'm waiting for like a German suplex or something.
Oh man.
Shooting star press.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength there, Bob. Mabel got King Kong up against the ropes here. We'll see what happens. Mabel's been kind of driving the offense, if you can even call it that, since the bell rang. Which again further tells me that perhaps King Kong will make a miraculous upset victory. We'll see what happens here with these folks.
There's nothing to really commentate on because it's just been punches and then
pushing each other near.
I'm gonna try to throw you over.
Yeah, I would say barely any punches. And you know what this reminds me of is the Earthquake versus Yokozuna sumo match that nobody was really that invested in.
Oh, right.
That we saw on Raw.
Yeah.
So.
Which is funny because I remember very vaguely, like through the magazines, like looking through that and then being like, oh, that's pretty interesting. That Earthquake was like a sumo guy and all these things. And then you go and watch the match and it's just like, that was horrible.
Not good. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting flashbacks of. Just two big guys doing a match that nobody really cares about with a weird gimmick attached to it.
That was the slowest Irish whip.
Yeah.
Into the corner I've ever seen in my entire life.
No. Whoa. You're grabbing a little low there, King Kong.
Now, I'm wondering if they're doing this because the Royal Rumble just happened. So to kind of hype up, like, if you didn't see the Royal Rumble. Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
I mean, also, they were promoting these two guys, like, who would throw the other out at the Royal Rumble itself.
Yeah.
Did they have an interaction? Did one of them eliminate the other or no? I feel like that didn't happen.
I don't know if it actually did.
But I can't
remember. Yeah. Isn't that bad? That was only like two recordings ago and we did that. Mabel over the top rope now. Bundy in control. The crowd is dead. The crowd's not reacting to this at all.
Not really, no. What is this? IRS is out here. So is Tatanka. What is this?
So they're coming to assist King Kong in throwing him out. The crowd's yelling at something. Somebody else might be coming out here.
Yeah, they're looking like they're waiting for someone else to come out.
Yeah. So Mabel's basically holding these three guys off, which is fabulous. Well, Andy's out.
Wait a minute. How is that legal?
Yeah, dude.
Well, I guess there's no disqualification, right? Oh, now Luger comes out. Okay.
Yeah, and Mo and Oscar.
Wow, where were you guys? And actually, I don't know who's who, to be honest with you guys, but was it Oscar in the orange?
Yeah.
Oscar, yeah.
He was literally sitting ringside watching that happen and did not do anything.
Well, if Oscar were to get involved, he would have been freaking punted into the 15th row.
Well, that might be true, but he still sat there and just watched it happen.
Yeah.
And then came in the ring when everybody else was in there like, yo, what the fuck, dude? That was stupid.
Oh, here's Bam Bam.
You'll have to tune me in here, boys, because I just have the captions on.
So McMahon is... Yeah, this seems like this was pre-recorded.
For sure.
Vince is really driving home the fact that he lost to the 1-2-3 kid, making it sound like as if it's an embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
Every dog has its day.
Do you like Bam Bam's sunglasses tan he has?
Oh, man. Yeah, he does.
I really like it.
Well, he was in Tampa, man.
Oh, you can tell. He's looking a little like Peter Sinertia right here. Fans making fun of you. What do you say about homies?
Yeah, he's saying because like DiBiase and Tatanka like left him,
You call them his homies.
so he's feeling like pretty low because all of his people like left him.
I can't take him serious with his Hamburglar mask. 'Cause that's exactly what his tan looks like.
Vince is basically like, yeah, they can make fun of you if you want because you were embarrassed because you lost because it's embarrassing.
But you know what? I don't know if losing to 1, 2, 3 Kid's an embarrassment.
I don't think so either at this point. I mean, he's kind of a featured superstar.
Right. If this was like back when Razor Ramon lost to him,
Sure.
okay, maybe, but like no.
Yeah. And we're talking almost a year ago now.
Over. Almost 2 years. LT disrespected you, Bigelow.
Bam Bam. Calibers. That suit is fucking huge.
Yeah, it is. It's also like made of wool. It's like an overcoat.
Yeah, I'm not liking that either.
I'm liking that he's in a suit and then he's missing like 2 of his teeth. So it's like he's trying real hard to be like professional, but it's just like, dude, you have a gaping hole in your mouth.
And a tattooed fucking skull.
Right.
I think he's even got some chains on underneath the suit.
Oh yeah, he does.
On his neck? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he's not gonna apologize.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right, so he's not doing.
He should have shoved him harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
The WWE fraternity.
I like how when Bam Bam's fired up, he just points his hand straight at the camera.
Well, he points and he stutters.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Good, suspend his ass. Imagine what Bam Bam's tights smelled like after a match.
Oh God.
Right.
Man on man.
Bigelow is challenging him to a match anytime, any place.
I hope
Let's
they
go
fight.
back to the green screen.
I hope they fight at like a football stadium.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this is so green screened in. This is so bad.
Look at the lady right there in the pink. Just yeah, woo, Shawn Michaels, raw.
Well, you can just tell that they're so far detached from that crowd behind them. It's not even funny. Like usually the announcement table, like those people are like patting them on the shoulders and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Here's Hakushi. And it looks like he doesn't have his manager.
Yeah, which is weird.
Oh, wait, he's right there.
Oh, okay.
I lied. Ricky Sandana.
Okay.
Where have I seen him from? I've seen him before.
Maybe he's Tito's nephew.
Oh, that very well could be true.
We're still talking about Lawrence Taylor here on commentary as Hakushi makes his entrance. No surprises there.
Hakushi.
Now, I feel like you could almost take this as borderline racism. How do you feel about that?
Wait, what's racism?
Well, the fact that he comes out with a rice patty hat on.
Well, I mean,
I see what you mean. I guess I didn't really think about it like that, but
I don't know if I would take it as racism. You're playing into a stereotype.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
yeah, you definitely are.
Fun fact, when I was a kid, I thought those were real tattoos.
They fucking are, so you're an idiot.
Well, they're not, but that's okay.
What are you trying to do here?
I'm breaking kayfabe. I'm shooting.
Yeah, can you not?
Yeah. Oh, Santana with a crossbow. Oh, 1 count. Hey, Bill Alfonso's the referee.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what the hell? Alfonso's there in 95?
We haven't seen him since like WrestleMania.
What the hell?
That's interesting.
Wow. I did not know that.
Throat thrust.
Oh, yeah, Alfonso trying to tell him not to use the hair. You shut up, Bill Alfonso. Go get your referee whistle and swallow it, you son of a bitch.
Nice spinning back kick there. Just a time check here for you boys. We are at 14 minutes, 31, 32, 33 seconds.
Well, that Battle Royal match felt like 27 minutes to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty painful.
Hakushi laying in the strikes here. Who is his manager?
Shinobi.
But who is it really?
I don't know his name, but I know his name is Shinobi.
Okay.
And I don't
feel like
believe
I
he's there.
recognize who that
I'm
is.
pretty sure he's not there this entire run.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's short-lived. Because really, I don't know what he provides. I think he just sits there in silence.
I think it's the luck, honestly.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I don't know. I take Shinzaki's gimmick as maybe like a, I don't know, not like a Shaolin monk, but like a monk character, maybe, or like a religious, Asian religious character.
There's like an Asian religious vibe to it. Yeah.
So it's like a Shintoism monk.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I guess he needed a gimmick though coming in, and like, what else are you gonna do? So at least he's not like a ninja or something.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he's not like Quang or something.
Right. Yeah, like a Muda ripoff or something like that. Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. And it's weird for Shinzaki here to be in that position. I'm not really sure how that came together. Because especially with earlier years, as Bob, me and you saw, they were working with WAR.
Yeah.
Tenryu's company. So it's just weird that Shinzaki kind of comes out of nowhere from Osaka Pro. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, because they did a joint show in Japan. I know that he wrestles Undertaker.
Right.
So that probably got his foot in the door through that performance.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Big drop kick there.
There's plenty of matches, though, with Hakushi that I think would be fun to watch.
I mean, I like Jinsei
1, 2, 3
Shizaki.
kid,
Yeah. His athleticism for being a pretty built guy compared to other Japanese wrestlers is pretty impressive.
Yeah. He just did a nice side suplex there. And then he's going to hit the leaping shoulder block.
I mean, and look at this compared to a guy like Quang. This, is the real deal, a real Japanese superstar, compared to Quang, who is just manufacturing it bullshit,
Yeah.
Oh.
Handspring moonsault.
We got the 3 count off of that.
That wasn't too bad.
No, they kept it quick, and really the enhancement guy was a nice little talent.
Yeah, he got a couple of seconds there of like bumping around and a little bit of offense.
It looked clean, yeah.
Ricky Santana, I've seen him before. It's like a prominent role doing something. I can't remember what it was now.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I mean, nuts.
Up next, we have our tag team titles match: the Guns versus 1, 2, 3 Kid and Bob Sparkplug Holly. We're getting the, of course, Royal Rumble replay Encore Plus promoted tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So that'll be, for all of you who may have missed, put our podcast on and go watch the Royal Rumble. Or don't. Because we already did for you.
Yeah, we've already done that for you.
They're showing some more screenshots here from the show. Showing Owens' interference in Bret Hart's title match with Diesel.
I wonder how many people actually ordered the pay-per-view over a week later.
There's no way.
You know what I mean? Like, at that point, you already know what happened. Whether or not you talk to your friends at school, you already seen it, or you don't give a shit because it was a week ago.
Right. I'm sure a select number did. Maybe if you really liked the show, you might have bought it again. But I think realistically, I think that's why Encores have kind of fizzled out, or at least them promoting Encores, because, like you said, who really gives a shit? Not many people.
Can you imagine that conversation? Hey, Mom, Dad, I know you guys got me Royal Rumble already, but I really enjoyed it. Can I get it again? Can you spend another $25 on it? Cool, thanks.
Well, I don't think it'd be that so much the case as like a single guy being like, "Oh, I really liked the Bret Hart match. I'm gonna order it again."
I knew back when I was freaking 9, I knew to just record it on the VCR. The VHS tape. That way you keep it forever.
I saw a couple pay-per-views like that.
Yeah.
Well,
They were like, "Hey, we recorded this," and I was like, "Cool. I'd like to watch it now."
just trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. Damn it.
I'm trying to think of what was the first pay-per-view I got that was a non-WrestleMania for WWF. I don't even know.
I know which one.
Judgment
I know
Day
my
2002.
first pay-per-view, but you say 2002?
Yeah.
Mine, I didn't order it though. I went to my neighbor's house and I saw, I think it was King of the Ring 2002.
Oh, you know what? I lied. SummerSlam 2001.
Oh, that was a good show.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the one. SummerSlam, yeah.
My first pay-per-view memories were a VHS tape of Breakdown in Your House, 1998.
What is this? This is not a tag title match.
Oh, this is better than a title match. This is Aldo Montoya, Portuguese Man o' War.
He's not just the coolest, and he's not just the best. He's just incredible. Who blocked me on Twitter?
And he's getting fireworks?
Wait,
Yeah,
he
dude.
blocked you on Twitter?
Did I not tell you the story, Dad?
I don't know if you might have. You've been blocked by so many people.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, here's the Bam Bam Slim Jim commercial. Which
He's
would
even
be
got
for a
Slim
baby.
Jim. He's got Slim Jim tapes on his hands.
Yeah.
Did you see the little wrist tapes?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, he's selling out for sure. Yeah, no, freaking PJ Walker, Aldo Montoya, just incredible.
PJ
Blocked
Block.
me on Twitter. Yeah, because he said, he got pissed off because a promoter canceled the show like 2 weeks in advance.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh.
So I was like, well, hey man, at least you were told that this show is not going on, and you can find another booking. And he's like, well, it's not that easy. That's $500 out of my pocket, and he blocks me. And I was going to respond. Honestly, I was going to respond. Who the hell is giving you $500 for a booking in 2019? It makes no sense. I would never do that.
Well, the Honky Tonk Man blocked me because he was like, I don't know, he was like talking crap about TNA, and I said it's more relevant than you are, or something.
Boy.
And then he blocked me, and I thought that was really funny.
Ouch.
I'm
met
honored.
Honky Tonk Man, so I wish he would have brought it up to you. Like, hey, bitch.
Oh my god,
Say it to my face.
I'm
This is a
honored
story
that
for a
Hulk
different
Hogan
day.
blocked me, because that means Hogan had to go to my Twitter page, click the block button.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously? Like, Hulk Hogan
Is that
did?
dude's giving spoilers out for his own show he's on?
That was the thing, dude. He was like, yeah, Robert Roode's not going to go over. And I'm like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what? He's not ready. It's not going to be Kurt Angle. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Aldo, just to get back to the match here, has been in control the entire time with some pretty basic offense. I mean, he's coming off the ropes. He's keeping things quick. But they're definitely not the 1-2-3 Kid-esque that I think they're going for here.
He's not very good.
No, he's very
I like the
vanilla.
little poof. The poof out of the top.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Beaker from the Muppets.
What is that? Oh, a twisting bulldog? That's got to be it.
He's got to be gassed to the gills. He probably can't even breathe right now.
You probably can't. I think I figured out Ricky Santana, by the way. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in WCW a few times.
Okay.
And I'm even more convinced of it because I've definitely seen David Sierra there, too. So maybe they just like shipped over some WCW jobbers for some reason. Ken Norton Jr., San Francisco 49ers.
I don't know him, Bob.
Yep, no idea.
Okay, so he did, instead of the I'm going to Disney World thing, he said I'm going to WrestleMania. So.
Oh.
There's that.
Cool.
Smart. Ticketmaster, phone number no longer active.
What a shame. Now we
I
can't
wish
go.
I could see it. So that way I could call like, oh yeah, I'm looking to purchase WrestleMania 11 tickets. Is that? And they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" I was watching something on TV, and it looks like a pretty entertaining card. Is there any way I can go to it? I wonder how long it would take before they hung up on it.
They'd be looking for it. They'd be searching like, how are you spelling WrestleMania? Let me see if it's in the
Right.
if it's in the lineup here.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania XI, and they like look it up and they, sir, that's from 1995. What? Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Speaking of, are you kidding me? Bob Backlund has made his way down to the ring to presumably speak here on King's Court, so that's fucking great. Red bow tie and all, so this ought to be good.
This is gonna suck.
New generation era, dude.
Yeah, we're younger
I
and
can't
better
believe
than
they give King a segment on every Raw for King's Court.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate that we have to survive that every week.
This has been going on for almost 2 years, and I'm pretty sure this goes on through most of '96 too.
Yeah, but they cooled off for a long time. King wasn't really featured for a long time on Raw until like a couple months ago.
That is also because he was dealing with a court case that he
I
raped
know.
a 13-year-old. So
Oh boy,
that was kind of a thing. Allegedly raped a 13-year-old.
I like that we read his letter to the legislator on the air.
Yes, yeah, he did.
oh man.
It was pretty much a wrestling promo.
Yeah,
I believe it. He's a wrestler. He's a worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like embarrassing. Like really.
Bob Backlund is talking wicked quiet.
He's pissed.
He's talking quietly and like one word at a time.
I'm gonna make you tap out to the cross-faced chicken wing, and you will say, "I quit, Mr. Bob Backlund."
I mentioned it before too, but Dallas, you were there. Backlund got a good pop when we went to that Northeast Wrestling show.
He sure did, and it was really fun to see him. And it made
Yeah.
me almost want to get a picture with him, and then I didn't.
Yeah. Seems like a nice guy.
Well, when you
Yes.
get pictures or autographs, he makes you like list the presidents in order and shit like that.
He didn't do that at the show.
What?
No, he was signing books, so I think he was more like, "Hey, read my fucking book." He also had wicked long hair, like almost to the point where I was like, "Wait, is that Bob Backlund?" Because it didn't look like him.
Oh wow, that's really weird.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You think your local companies up there will financially recover from this period here?
Well, the fun part is the one that is even in the area still can't keep a fucking booking date anyways. So the fact that they got canceled is probably really helping them out.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not really. I don't think we're really missing much in wrestling up here right now.
Bob Backlund though is talking about how the only way you can escape the chicken wing is by saying that I give up Mr. Bob Backlund, and no one is exempt from that.
I quit, Mr. Bob Backlund.
Nobody is exempt.
Is he gonna? He's gonna do it to Bob, or he's gonna do it to King right now.
Jarrett,
Isn't he?
yeah, he's gotta.
Is that a face turn? No way.
Well, he just said yours truly, and Shawn Michaels goes, "Wait, himself?" And Vince is like, "Can you put on a move on yourself?" So I think he misspoke there, but he's definitely suggesting he's about to put Jerry Lawler in the chicken wing.
Okay.
Oh shit!
He's not even really doing it to him.
No, he didn't, and Lawler he quit pretty quick.
That was stupid.
I wonder if they're teasing a Backlund face turn.
That's what it feels like, and like, no, thank you.
I don't know, man. I think this lunatic Backlund as a babyface that could get over.
How about Backlund just gets over to his limousine and
what is going on with this?
drives the fuck out of the arena and doesn't come back? Wait, King's calling him back to the ring?
Lawler's trying to make himself sound like a tough guy, saying that he was trying to keep Backlund in check, and now Backlund's on his way back.
Oh man.
Okay. So King pretends that he yells that Bret Hart's behind him. Bob Backlund turns around and then King gets out of the ring on the other side.
Okay, are we
Okay,
finally
that
gonna
was-
get the tag title match or what?
If we get a Bob Backlund, Jerry Lawler feud, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Well, I want to point out right now that Pam Anderson there on that little clip was nipping hardcore, and they zoomed into her face real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't show that on Monday Night Raw, folks.
Only on pay-per-view.
Yeah. Again, recaps of the Royal Rumble here. They're just real. They're begging you to fucking buy it.
Yeah.
A pipe.
It's just, I'm not a big Piper fan at all.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But I have such a soft spot for Roddy Piper.
Yeah,
The
come
only
on, Bob.
Piper match the only Piper match I like is with Piper against Bret Hart at WrestleMania 8.
And that's the thing.
Only
Like,
one I can go back and watch.
and that's the thing I can agree with. Like, I don't like Piper for his matches per se. Just him as a person and his persona, dude. I don't
agree
know.
with that.
The aura of Roddy Piper, I'm all in.
No. I can't do it.
Um,
And maybe his match with Goldust at WrestleMania 12.
well, I more so think of his dog collar match at Starrcade.
You know what? Whatever, you freaking historian.
But
Maybe his match with Adonis too. I don't know.
Maybe the other Matt. I don't know.
His match with Hogan at Starrcade '96.
Oh yeah.
Sign me up.
here we go.
Smoking
Here
Guns.
we're gonna finally
Finally
get our tag match here.
I hope
How
they
about-
flip the belts again.
Oh my gosh.
You think they're gonna do another title change?
No, but I wish they would.
I feel like the Guns are about to have these for a little while.
I hope so. It's been a long time coming. Time check here, 31 minutes, 39, 40, 41, 42 seconds. How about Bart Gunn the way he's looking these days?
Oh yeah. So I thought that was hilarious because I didn't know really much. So I'm referring to the social post about Dark Side of the Ring because Bart Gunn is on it.
Yeah.
About Brawl for All, and I don't know if I really knew much about Brawl for All. I knew of it, but I didn't realize that I would have never made this connection because to me, Bart Gunn, before I watched this with you guys, I fucking couldn't have told you who he was.
Yeah.
So I thought it was hilarious.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
He doesn't look horrible.
No, but he's pretty unrecognizable compared to
You don't. Yeah, I
95.
couldn't tell it was Bart Gunn. They said it. I was like, well, I gotta post this because this is funny. I also like that he knocked everyone out.
All right, yeah.
I prefer Bart Gunn as Michael Barton in All Japan Pro Wrestling with tag team partner Johnny Ace.
Of course you do. 1, 2, 3 kid firing up here on Billy Gunn. Future DX teammates, by the way.
Oh,
spinning
yeah.
heel kick. That was looking good.
And nailed him with it, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 2 count. Bill Alfonso is again the referee. Sliding around as best he can.
Yeah, weird DX members years and years before they were. Did
Well,
Billy
you know
shave
what?
his mustache off?
No, his mustache is there.
No, yeah, it's there.
So this is kind of funny. So we got Billy Gunn and 1, 2, 3 kid who would eventually be teammates. And then Bob Holly and Bart Gunn would also become teammates as the new Midnight Express.
Very true.
Ah.
Bit of news there for you. Oh, hit scissors. Oh, kip up, stand off. This is a good start to the match.
I give Billy and Bart credit for wrestling in tight ass jeans and cowboy boots.
Yeah, it's probably not comfortable.
Right.
Well, are their boots actually cowboy boots, or are they like gimmick wrestling boots? They look like gimmick wrestling boots.
Well, these ones do. Yeah, these ones look like gimmick wrestling boots, but I know like the first couple of months and stuff, and really up until pretty recently, they were like cowboy boots.
Nice,
They
nice
probably were
double
like, "This
tap.
is bullshit. Why am I wearing cowboy boots in the ring?"
Well, you know what? It's like Flash Funk when he would have those flappy fucking boots.
Oh yeah, the thigh highs, dude.
Yeah, which I would
Oh.
feel like would definitely hinder your performances.
for sure.
I hate those shoes.
Yeah, they're not pleasant to look at.
Bob Holly coming in and getting some good offense on Bart before tagging out.
Challenges
These two
are
teams,
dominant.
man. Yeah, and you know what? They work really well together. I'm down to see matches between these guys.
Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing these guys wrestle a couple times. Now, here's the thing. You don't want to do it too many times, though.
Right.
Like, every week.
Right.
Because, like, in modern day wrestling, I mean, Kofi Kingston wrestled Dolph Ziggler, like, 9 weeks in a row or something like that.
Yeah.
When, like, the first 2 weeks were probably pretty good. And then, like, the
Right.
next 7, it's like, all right, we've seen this enough.
Right. You know what we're in the need of is a really solid, believable heel tag team.
You're absolutely right.
We could use one of those. Double Russian leg sweep there for the Cowboys.
Maybe that's what the Blue Brothers will be. Because remember, we saw them at Royal Rumble.
Oh, that's true.
And both of them got eliminated within about 45 seconds of being in the ring.
Yeah. Well, remember, Bob, I did say believable. So
That's a good point.
Holly back in here with Bart Gunn after commercial break.
Nice drop kick.
Yeah.
1, 2. Nope.
And these guys are getting some time. So they got some time last week. They're getting some time here.
Yeah, last week it was almost 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, it was a pretty long match.
It was solid, though.
I thought it was a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Bam, close it.
Bob Holly looking good.
He really is. I mean, this match has been pretty good so far. Oh, Billy's pissed about something.
Nothing makes a match more than like aggression and impact, you know?
Yeah.
When they're not just milking it and mailing it in.
1, 2, 3 kid now back in there.
Big kick to the gut there.
That's like mainly his offense is various kicks, but they're so believable and good that it doesn't bother me.
And that's the thing. Like anybody else, like Quang doing it. No, I don't buy that.
Right, because it's a forced thing. Like, he's not
Right.
good at it.
Right. We need to get Bob Holly back in the black gear, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The red gear is just not doing it for me.
Yeah, I like him in the black gear. At least he's not in like the turquoise.
Oh, God. Those first couple of months, dude, were really rough.
Yeah. Maybe he needed a paycheck or two to get some better gear.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, Bart runs it right into a boot in the corner. Sparky plug. Atomic drop. And now they're both down. All right. They're exhausted.
It's weird that, yeah, he like dropped to his knees after he was in control there. I read some of your fantasy booking you recently posted, Bob.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Why is that?
I just think it's funny that you're very close to the time period that we're covering on ICOPOD.
Well, yeah. I mean, for what I've posted, I'm far in advance of that. I'm actually up to May of 95.
Oh, okay. Well, because, yeah, it's still early 95, what you posted, I think.
No, what I posted was like, June 94?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm leading into the next post I got to do is King of the Ring 94.
I was going to say, yeah, King of the Ring. Yeah, it's just, it's funny to see compared to as we watch through the differences.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to, if you keep it 100% realistic, it's just going to be boring and repetitive.
Right.
So, I brought in a couple different guys.
Well, I like how you're really going with Benoit as one of your guys.
Yeah, I'm actually phasing him out.
Huh.
He's just a tough guy to write for it, like 95.
Spoiler.
It's all right. Nobody reads it.
Well,
actually, that's not true. Actually, it's actually kind of popular.
Yeah, you're like one of the top contributors on that website.
Well, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about on the figs?
Yeah.
Oh, you went to that one?
Yeah, didn't you recently post it somewhere?
I posted something on my website.
Yeah, WrestlingRecaps.com.
Yeah.
The best
Oh, okay.
wrestling website.
Yeah, the WrestleFigs one's like updated to, wherever I'm left off.
Oh no, I'm talking about your website.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No.
Wait, you posted on WrestleFigs?
That's where I started it.
Oh shoot.
Well, that's the website where he's like over big time as like
I didn't know that.
One of the main contributors.
I recently went back to those forums.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the figures that you've been doing?
Yeah.
Kid House of Fire here.
Nice spin kicks here by 1, 2, 3 kick.
Yeah, hit Billy right in the face.
Yeah, I think my first real popular one that I did on Figs was WCW 2000.
Oh.
Rebooking a Disaster. That's what I named it. But this WWF one is like the last one I'll ever do, and I'm pretty far.
When's it over?
I mean, I'll never. Oh man, what was that? Somersault.
He didn't quite hit it. He was out of
he
position.
Crashed.
He didn't get all of it.
He's acting like he's paralyzed or something.
Yeah.
He is.
Oh. Billy stopped and he's looking at him. Is he dead?
Oh, whoa.
His eyes are in the back of his head.
I think he's feigning a seizure here.
Dude, the crowd is like, what is going on? They all just stood up and like ran to the guardrail.
What kind of finish?
There's a cop in the ring.
Obviously fake. He's got like no insignias on his gear. He's got no gear at all.
They just announced that the Smoking Guns were still the champions.
Yeah, that's a little bizarre way of ending that match.
Especially bizarre thing is we're going right into a Slim Jim commercial. Like, yeah, he just had a seizure. Snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Well, he's still in the ring here as we come back from commercial.
He's still face down, which I think is kind of interesting because I feel like I don't know.
They would have flipped him over by now.
I feel like they would have, but maybe I don't know.
Well, you don't want to lay on your back though, because if something bad like that were to happen, you could choke on your mom.
Well, I guess if he is having a seizure, then yes.
Yeah.
Weird.
And now they're just saying that he just
walked out on his own power.
Oh, what?
Dude, it's like with Brutus Beefcake when they smashed his face. Oh,
I know. And they literally announced 20 minutes later he'll be here next week.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That sucks.
Here comes Kama.
Oh.
Formerly Papa Shango.
T-shirt on under the singlet.
Yeah. This is his debut here on Monday Night Raw. Good thing I'm Jumbo Beretta. What in the world is that Trent Beretta's dad? Jumbo Beretta.
This is gonna be so stupid, dude.
I kind of wish I got to see some Papa Shango. Like, I wish that's when we were watching.
Papa Shango ain't bad. I'm telling you.
Dude,
we didn't see a lot of them.
We really didn't.
No.
Not enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he lasted too long, really.
He was there from what? February 92 roughly to about June 93.
Yeah, that's not
that long of a run, yeah.
Shango wasn't 91 at all?
He might have had dark matches, but like his first vignette wasn't until late January of 92.
Papa Shango's better than this shit.
Only reason why I know that is because I've been watching Primetime Wrestling from 92, and his first one's like the week after Rumble or something like that.
Oh, okay. You know what I've been kind of wanting to document in like small little articles at a time is World Class. I really want to go back because I'm a big World Class guy, and I kind of want to like recap episodes.
That'd be cool. Wow, all right. Kama's showing some interesting kicks here. He just did like a standing wheel kick to the back of Jumbo's head.
It's almost like a scissors kick almost.
Yeah, I don't.
Sean called it a kick to the blubber. So
kick to the blubber. Nice. Oh, nice.
They also just announced the one of the featured matches next week, but I didn't catch the end part of it.
I'm sure we'll get like a picture.
Yeah.
Kama's coming off here to me as like a Borga light. I
Should
don't
they
know
be
why.
censoring those right now?
Did you say we should be censoring those right now?
Yeah, from Jumbo Beretta. Those
Yeah, they're
those
definitely
have a censor over it.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm not getting a Borga vibe at all because Kama's really, like I said, he's doing a lot of kicks. So Borga was literally just strikes and then his freaking finisher.
I mean, like, I feel like that's what we've seen so far.
Well, he did a couple of good kicks, I would say.
That's still a strike.
In his, well, yeah, but I'm talking about like Borga would just do like punches.
I don't like this at all.
I'm not totally opposed to this. I mean, his gimmick is to be an
What?
MMA fighter, so that's what he's doing.
But do you see any steam behind this? I mean,
No, this is not a main event act by any means or anything.
I feel like this is just another thing that we'll see, and he'll be around for a couple of weeks, and then we just won't see him anymore.
That's fine.
Yeah, but it's like wasting our time. Like, why even do it?
Yes, you got to try stuff out, and if it doesn't work, then you know. But I don't know. Maybe it's just like how stupid he's dressed right now. Like he's just such a stupid outfit on.
Well, I don't understand the T-shirt underneath.
Okay, so you got the T-shirt, the weird kick pads. I mean, I know he's the MMA thing, blah, 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 so he's not wearing wrestling boots. I get that, but it still looks stupid.
I'd say if you're going to be MMA gimmick, go all the way with it.
Well, yeah, and why you got a weight belt on?
Is that a weight belt?
So it looks like,
is that just his gear?
it looks like a weight. I mean, it's probably not.
It's a good belly to belly.
Yeah. I don't think that's a weight belt. I think that's just the design of his singlet thing.
I think I hate it even more then.
What is he doing? Is he doing an STF here?
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
must be very, very painful.
Okay, well, he needs a better finisher than a modified STF. Oh, he's fish hooking him a little bit.
Huh. I don't really know how to feel about that, to be honest.
Oh, it's a 6-man tag.
Yeah, it was Men on the Mission and Luger versus someone. I zoned out. And also
who were the what's their faces there? Tatanka, Bundy, and Tatanka, Bundy. Who was the other guy that was out there?
Oh,
Mabel?
shoot. IRS?
IRS, yeah. That's gotta
be what it was. I think that was the shittiest way they could have ended Raw. Like, that was not good.
That seemed like there was a timing issue or something.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the finish is over, it's like, okay.
Yep. I think that's exactly
that
what it was.
How did they time a tape show wrong?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know how you do that. But I mean, it was long. I mean, what, almost 47 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
that
true.
was weird.
Yeah.
I don't think that was necessarily a bad show overall, though. I mean, Hakushi had a good little showing there. The tag match was good, even though, 1, 2, 3 Kid apparently almost died.
Right.
But then walked out fine. I don't know. That was
Well,
that was really weird to me.
They always do that shit.
That's like let's take a chance on like pretending to hurt someone, but then we're gonna be like, guys, he's fine. It's no big deal. So then you don't actually have people worrying, which like I sort of get, but at the same time, like if you're gonna do it, like either do it or don't.
Exactly. 100%.
I don't know. I agree. It wasn't a bad show, but like I don't know if anything on there. But when we record again, I'm gonna forget what we just saw.
And that's the thing. So I don't think it was necessarily a bad show, but I think it's super middle of the road, which makes it
It's an
forgettable.
average show. Yeah.
Even like a good Hakushi squash or the debut of Kama here, you're not going to remember that a couple weeks from now.
No. Well, because they've hyped Kama up for so long, and then that was it. That's his big debut. I don't know.
Well, he should have been against a better enhancement guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you put him in there with like Scott Taylor and
Scott
you just
Taylor
beat the crap, like his punches in the corner, like Taylor probably would have been jumping up to like the top.
Exactly.
Been more forceful.
Yes.
Well, I feel like they probably put him against the big guy so that they could be like, make him look like, oh, he beat this huge guy up. So that's how strong he is. He beat this huge dude, which I get, but I agree. It did not make him look good.
No.
He did a bunch of knees in the corner and a couple punches and then a belly to belly.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It was boring.
I'm not on. I'm going to give him time before I can say if I'm on or off on the Kama train, because I think if they tweak it a little bit, there's potential there to at least be a suitable like mid card heel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
no, I know what you mean, and I
that's a
think
tough
that
start.
the vignettes leading up to his debut weren't really doing it for me, anyways. So then the fact that it was also a lackluster debut match just
Right.
really kind of was like,
Well,
oh, and they didn't.
the vignettes were just him hitting a punching bag and riding a motorcycle.
Your motorcycle. It was like, what?
And let's be serious here. If their whole idea is to try and attract the mixed martial arts audience, they are completely wasting their time because that audience knows that that's not what they're going to ever get with WWF programming. So to me, to pander to a certain audience that you know you'll never win over is just silly. Like, why waste the time, energy, and resources in something like that?
Yeah.
Especially with a guy like Charles Wright who can probably pretty much anything. Let's come up with something else. I'm going to give Kama one more shot because if anything has taught me from really 94 and even the start of 95 is if the guys get 2 matches in and you still don't give a fuck about him, odds are you're not going to the rest of the time you see him. So I'm going to give him one more match. He definitely shows he knows what he's doing. I mean, the belly to belly was really good and solid. Some of the strikes were pretty good, but I think the gimmick is a huge hindrance to the talent that this guy is. So I don't know. The jury's still out, but for that to close the show, I think I agree with Dallas. Not super must be leading into next week.
That's a lackluster way of doing it. I kind of would have finished it off with like questions on whether or not 1 2 3 Kid was okay.
I agree. That's what I was gonna say. To be honest with you,
like if we're booking it and we want to like, hey, let's have some compelling television.
Yeah,
you could be like find out on Superstars, like drive up your syndication for people that, oh my God, 1 2 3. Because like if you're watching this blind going into this and you're just like, oh my God, is that guy having a seat? Like what is going on? And you just cut it.
Right.
It's going to be way more impactful than like, okay, he's all right. He walked off on his
he
own power.
walked off. Okay, and now let's bring out this new Jabron, and then he's going to beat up this huge fat dude, and then that's it. We're going to go off there. Okay, sounds good.
I think I agree with the formatting. Debut Kama first. Have him go out there in the first match.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they should have hyped that up too. Like last week they should have said next week he's going to debut because it's not like this was a surprise. I mean, yeah, it's a surprise to us. Like, okay, here he is finally, but it's not like he ran out into a match. He didn't get involved in a storyline. He just walked out and had a match.
Well, that's what confuses me, and I think Bob's maybe right in the sense that 1 2 3 Kid's little angle was probably originally supposed to close this episode. I feel like they tacked on the Kama match just to throw it in there, or like, oh, we can't do it next week for some reason or another. Let's just throw it at the end of this show.
Yeah, like they might have not had enough content to finish the episode, and that's why I was like, okay, well, this actually fits in the amount of time. We just have to go right off the air.
Right.
So I don't know, but
right.
I would rather have had done the 1 2 3 Kid, and then you can close off the show with 2 minutes of Sean and Vince talking about it.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, that would have made sense for that specific angle too. Yeah. Like talking about we don't know what happened. He did this. Show a replay of it. Whatever. Talking about their concern. Hey, we'll keep you updated, just like you said. Watch Saturday. Right. Whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that. But like what Austin was kind of saying, that this felt like a middle of the road average episode. But I would say it was an entertaining average episode for me, at least.
We've seen worse for sure.
Yeah. So that is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was bad. If I watched this by myself, I probably would have still wanted to shoot myself, but it's not my time period. So
yeah.
Well,
but being able to talk through stuff helps.
Yeah. Well, if I was watching this on my own, this is definitely background noise.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like paying attention to it.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have any other final thoughts here for episode 115 of ICOPOD?
Yeah, just a few. I think, moving forward into 95, I think we're going to get a lot of this where technically you could just put it on as background noise. But at the same time, I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make. You know, general watchers or general wrestling fans, this 1995 to them is background noise. So I think it's important that we are going through this and kind of breaking things down segment by segment, because for a lot of people and a lot of listeners, especially that we know, Bob, this is their childhood. This wasn't background noise to them. This was what they tuned into every week. So I think it's important to keep things in context in that sense, because I think 95 compared to 94 is going to be a lot different, especially once we get towards the summer and the tail end of the year. And I'm not going to let middle of the road episodes bring me down too much, because if I've learned anything from the last 2 years of watching, the WWF kind of knows how to surprise you with a real good gem of an episode. So I'm going to hold out hope. Again, there's definitely more that I don't like than I like at this point, feud-wise, character-wise, in-ring stuff-wise. But I'm hoping for those greener pastures. I'm hoping they're coming.
Well, like I've said before, 95, there's such an influx of talent.
Yeah.
It almost feels like every episode there's a new wrestler coming in.
Right.
And really, already, if you think about it, we've had Mantar come in, Hakushi. I know he was mentioned late 94, but his debut here. Henry Godwin.
Right.
Man Mountain Rock.
Right.
How many episodes have we done? Like 4? And there's already 4 new guys that have come in. Kama. The Blue Brothers at Royal Rumble. So you're averaging already at a pace of almost 2 new guys every time you're watching the program. So
right.
They're definitely trying to, like I've said before, they're throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what could potentially work. And I would say right now they're probably batting about 100 out of 1,000. Like nothing's really sticking or making you think, oh, this guy's going to be around for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, they got to figure something out quick. I know by the end of the year, probably more so in the fall, this is when we kind of see more of characters that will become more of a staple of the program years to come later. But for right now, they're just really just grabbing whoever they can, putting something on them, and seeing if it works.
And it definitely feels experimental. That definitely comes across to me when I watch it. That it's like, well, what's our plan for the next 5 weeks? Well, we don't even know what our plan for this week is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird to watch in context like that.
But I like it because it gives you just the idea of just how much they didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Because if you watch the Henry Godwin episode like on its own, you're gonna be like, okay, cool. Little do you know, like he's had 3 weeks of build.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and everything before him. Similar with Jeff Jarrett when he had 9 weeks of vignettes.
Right.
If you watch him on a standalone episode, you're gonna be like, oh, here's Jeff Jarrett. But little do you know, for 3 months, this guy was getting built up as being a big deal, and he's having a tough time against one enhancement guy.
Right.
So that's why it's, I think, good to watch it in continuous form, like the way we're doing it. So, Dallas, you have any other comments here for episode 115?
I don't think I do. I think I got it out.
Okay. Well, that means that the next episode here will be February 6th, 1995. And then it looks like the week after that, it's preempted. So there's only 3 episodes for February of 95. And then at that point, we'll be, I believe, about 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks away from WrestleMania 11. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 Raws away from WrestleMania 11.
Wow. It'll come quick for sure.
It absolutely
that's
will.
really crazy.
So that should be a lot of fun. Austin, you have anything else, or are you all set here for this episode?
Take us home, Bob.
All right, then. For Dallas Ridley and for Austin Steen, I am Bob Conley Jr., and this has been Upgrade.
You gotta hear it.